Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We like to really get into the nitty-gritty of things here, and today we're looking at how AI is changing the game for product managers, especially those just starting out.
It's a topic that's generating a lot of buzz right now, and for good reason. We're seeing AI transforming product development in ways that we could only have dreamed of just a few years ago.
Seriously, it's mind-blowing, and we've got some seriously cool examples from the research we've been doing on this topic.
Oh, yeah. I'm really excited to dig into some of these stories because they really highlight how the landscape is shifting.
For example, get this, an associate product manager at Salesforce was able to use ChatGPT to analyze 15 competitor products. In how long would you think?
A couple weeks at least, right?
Try 2 days. 2 days, people.
Wow, that's incredible.
I know, right? It used to take weeks, maybe even months to do that kind of in-depth competitive analysis.
It makes you wonder what kind of impact this is going to have on entry-level PM roles if those foundational tasks can be done so quickly.
Right? It's like AI is giving new PMs a superpower. It's accelerating the whole learning curve.
Absolutely. And it's not just about speed either. It's about the depth of analysis that's possible with these AI tools.
Totally. Our sources also talk about this product intern at Dropbox who created a whole system of custom ChatGPT instructions. She came up with 17 of them, and get this, the entire PM team ended up adopting it.
That's amazing. I mean, talk about making an impact as an intern.
Right. She basically revolutionized the team's workflow with AI.
It really shows that companies are open to embracing these new tools and approaches, especially when they see the potential for increased efficiency and productivity.
So it's clear that the landscape is changing those tasks that used to be considered essential for entry-level PMs, like market research and competitive analysis. They're being augmented or even fully automated by AI.
It's definitely shaking things up, and it's forcing everyone to rethink what it means to be a successful product manager in this new AI-powered world.
Right, because if spreadsheets and presentations aren't the golden ticket anymore, what skills should aspiring product managers be focusing on?
Well, the emphasis is shifting from purely tactical skills to more strategic thinking and a deep understanding of how to leverage AI effectively.
I'm hearing a lot about the importance of judgment and decision-making in this new context. Like, AI can generate tons of data and options, but it's still up to the human to decide what's best.
That's a really important point. It's not about AI replacing humans. It's about finding the right balance and creating a true partnership where AI augments our human capabilities.
So how can someone starting out in product management even wrap their head around all of this? Where do you even begin to prepare for this new reality?
Our sources talk about the importance of understanding something called the three horizons of product work. It's basically a framework for thinking about how AI is changing the nature of product management roles.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Break it down for us. What are these three horizons?
So the first horizon is called AI transformed roles. This is where we see AI being used to enhance or speed up traditional product management tasks like analyzing user feedback or conducting market research. It's basically about using AI to do the heavy lifting so PMs can focus on more strategic activities.
Got it. So what's the next level?
The second horizon is called AI-Orchestrated Roles in this horizon. PMs become less like individual contributors and more like conductors of an orchestra. They're working with a mix of AI systems and human specialists to achieve their product goals.
So it's like a true collaboration leveraging the strengths of both AI and human intelligence. That's pretty cool.
It is, and what's interesting is that we're seeing this shift towards AI-orchestrated roles happening really quickly, especially at the entry level.
So it's almost like AI is accelerating the career trajectory for product managers. Instead of spending years mastering those basic tasks, you can jump right into the strategic heart of product development much earlier in your career.
Exactly. It's like you're being fast-tracked to a more senior level of responsibility, which is both exciting and a little daunting, I'm sure.
Okay, so we've got AI transformed roles and AI orchestrated roles. What about the third horizon?
The third horizon is still a bit further out, but it's where things get really interesting. It's called AI product roles, and this is where PMs are actually building and managing AI products themselves.
Wow, so they're not just using AI as a tool, they're actually creating the AI that's pretty next level.
It is, and it requires a whole different set of skills and expertise, a deep understanding of AI algorithms, data science, and the ethical implications of AI.
It sounds like that third horizon is still a ways off for most entry-level PMs, though.
For now, yes, but it's
Yeah.
something to keep in mind as you're planning your career trajectory. The field is evolving rapidly, and it's important to be prepared for what's coming next.
So if I'm just starting out in product management and I want to set myself up for success in this new AI-powered world, what are some concrete steps I can take?
That's a great question, and luckily our sources provide some really practical advice in the form of 5 key strategies for navigating this new terrain.
Awesome. Let's dive into those strategies and see what they mean for aspiring product leaders. Okay, so let's unpack these 5 strategies, starting with number 1, master AI as your product co-pilot. What does that even mean?
Well, it's about recognizing that AI isn't just a tool, it's more like a partner, a collaborator in the product development process.
So not just using it to automate tasks, but actually working with it creatively.
Exactly. It's about understanding its strengths and limitations and figuring out how to best leverage its capabilities to enhance your own work.
Our sources highlight this really cool story about Jessica, the Dropbox intern, who created this whole system called PM-GPT. Basically, she came up with 17 custom instructions for ChatGPT to make it work specifically for different product management tasks.
It's a brilliant example of how you can really tailor these AI tools to your specific needs and workflow. You don't have to just accept the default settings. You can actually shape the technology to fit your goals.
It's like she hacked ChatGPT to become her personal AI product manager.
In a way, yeah, she saw the potential of the tool, and she wasn't afraid to experiment and push the boundaries.
That's awesome. Okay, so strategy number 2 is focus on judgment-intensive activities. This seems to highlight the fact that AI isn't a magic bullet. It still needs human guidance and oversight.
Absolutely. AI is great at processing information, identifying patterns, and generating options. But when it comes to those nuanced decisions that require human intuition, empathy, and ethical considerations, well, that's where we humans still have the upper hand.
Our sources give this example of Marcus, associate PM at a fintech startup, who created something called the AI Human Decision Matrix. He used AI to generate a ton of potential features for their new product, but then he used his own judgment and a structured evaluation process to select the best ones.
It's a really smart approach because it combines the power of AI with the wisdom and experience of a human product manager.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where AI and human intelligence work together to create the best possible outcome.
Exactly. It's not about one replacing the other. It's about finding the right synergy.
Okay, strategy number 3, develop cross-functional AI fluency. This sounds like it's all about breaking down silos and making sure everyone's on the same page when it comes to AI.
It's super important because as AI becomes more integrated into different departments, you don't want to end up with a situation where everyone's using AI in isolation without any coordination.
Yeah, you could end up with conflicting strategies or even worse, products that don't really meet user needs because the different teams weren't communicating effectively.
Exactly. And our sources highlight a really inspiring example of how to do this well with Priya, a product intern at HubSpot.
Tell me about her. What does she do?
Well, she noticed that different teams at HubSpot were using AI tools in isolation, so she took the initiative to create something called an AI capability map.
What's that?
It's basically a visual guide that shows who's using which AI tools for what purpose. It's a way to create transparency and understanding across the organization.
Oh, that's clever. And did it work?
It did. Priya's initiative led to much better communication and collaboration between teams. It helped break down those AI silos, and it ultimately led to a more cohesive and effective company-wide approach to AI.
Wow, that's amazing for an intern.
It just goes to show that you don't have to wait until you're in a senior role to start making a real difference with AI.
Okay, on to strategy number 4. Become the human-centered counterbalance. This one seems to really get at the heart of what it means to be a good product manager.
It does, because at the end of the day, technology is only as good as its ability to serve human needs.
And sometimes AI can get a little lost in the data. It can lose sight of those nuanced human experiences.
Exactly. That's why it's so important for product managers to act as a kind of ethical compass to make sure that AI-driven products are aligned with human values and don't have any unintended negative consequences.
We have a great example of this in our sources with Devon, a junior PM at a healthcare tech company who was working on an AI-powered symptom checker.
Oh yeah, I remember that story. He noticed that the AI was performing poorly with elderly users who often had difficulty understanding the interface.
So what did he do?
Well, instead of just ignoring the problem, he took the initiative to develop something called a human Oversight Protocol, which basically meant that cases involving elderly users were flagged for review by a trained medical professional.
So it was a hybrid approach, combining the power of AI with the empathy and understanding of a human expert.
Exactly. And it made the symptom checker much more accessible and effective for a wider range of users.
That's a great example of how to use AI responsibly and ensure that it's truly benefiting everyone.
Absolutely. It's about using technology to empower people, not to replace or marginalize them.
Okay, on to our 5th and final strategy. Position yourself as an AI product translator. This sounds like it's all about communication and bridging the gap between the technical world and the everyday user.
It is because as AI becomes more pervasive, we need people who can explain it clearly and make it understandable to those who aren't technical experts.
So it's like being a translator between the world of AI and the world of human needs and experiences.
Exactly. And it's a valuable skill to have because not everyone is comfortable with AI or understands how it works.
Our sources tell the story of Elena, who was applying for a product management role at a company that was heavily investing in AI. She knew she was up against some tough competition, so she created something called an AI value translation framework to help her stand out.
I love that name. What is it exactly?
It's basically a toolkit for translating complex AI concepts into tangible user benefits. She used it during her interview to demonstrate how she could bridge the gap between the technical capabilities of AI and the real-world needs of the company's customers.
That's so smart, and it clearly worked because she landed the job.
It shows that having strong communication skills and the ability to translate technical jargon into plain language is a huge asset in this field.
Absolutely. It's about being able to tell the AI story in a way that's engaging and meaningful to everyone.
So we've covered these 5 strategies for navigating the AI-powered product management landscape. But how does this all translate to the world of internships, where a lot of aspiring PMs get their first taste of the field?
That's a great question because internships are changing too, right along with the rest of the industry.
It seems like those basic tasks that interns used to do are being automated by AI. So what does that mean for someone who's just starting out?
Well, it means that internships are becoming even more competitive and the expectations are higher than ever.
So it sounds like internships are less about doing those grunt work tasks and more about proving you can actually think strategically about AI.
That's right. Companies are looking for interns who can bring fresh ideas to the table and who aren't afraid to experiment with AI.
Our sources actually recommend being really proactive when applying for internships. Like, don't just say you're interested in AI. Actually propose a specific project you could work on.
Yeah, like an AI augmentation project where you identify a problem or opportunity and then propose a solution using AI.
And we have a perfect example of this in our sources with Michael, an intern at Zendesk. He noticed that the support team was spending way too much time categorizing and routing support tickets. So what did he do?
Well, instead of just complaining about it, he actually built a prototype of an AI-powered system that could automate the whole process.
No way, seriously, an intern built that.
Yep. And he didn't stop there. He also calculated the potential ROI of his project, showing how much time and money the company could save.
Talk about going above and beyond. He basically made a business case for his AI project, which is super impressive for an intern.
It really is, and it paid off big time. He ended up getting a full-time offer from Zendesk for a specialized role in AI support operations.
So it's clear that having those AI skills and that proactive mindset can really give you a leg up even at the internship level.
Absolutely. It shows that you're not just following the trends, you're actually thinking critically about how to apply AI to solve real-world problems.
So we've talked about how AI is changing the game for product managers at all levels. But there's this interesting paradox. Our sources point out this idea that entry-level product roles are becoming both harder to get and more impactful. How do we make sense of that?
It's a bit of a head-scratcher, right? On the one hand, AI is automating a lot of those entry-level tasks, which means there's less need for those traditional roles. But on the other hand, the roles that are left are becoming more strategic and impactful.
So the bar is higher, but the potential rewards are also greater.
Exactly. And we're seeing this reflected in the types of interview questions that are being asked for entry-level product roles. Companies are really grilling candidates on their understanding of AI and its implications for product development.
It's no longer enough to just know the basics. You have to be able to think critically about AI and articulate how you would use it to create value.
Right. And one of our sources mentioned that companies like Google and Slack are even asking candidates to design ethical frameworks for AI-powered products.
Wow, that's really pushing the boundaries of what's expected at the entry level.
It is, but it's also really exciting because it shows that companies are taking AI seriously and they're looking for people who can help them navigate this new landscape responsibly.
Like a whole new generation of product leaders is emerging, one that's fluent in AI and ready to tackle the challenges and opportunities of this rapidly evolving field.
It's definitely an exciting time to be a part of it, and I'm really curious to see what the future holds for product management as AI continues to advance.
Me too. It's clear that AI is not just a fad. It's a fundamental shift that's transforming the way we build and experience products.
And for those who are willing to embrace it and adapt their skills, it's a chance to make a real impact and shape the future of technology.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of AI and product management. It's clear that this is a topic that's going to continue to evolve, and we'll definitely be revisiting it in future episodes.
I'm sure we will, but for now, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question. As AI takes on more and more tasks, what will be the defining qualities of a great product leader in the future? What will set those leaders apart in a world where AI is everywhere?
It's a question worth pondering. We've talked about the importance of strategic thinking judgment, cross-functional collaboration, human-centered design, and clear communication. But as AI continues to evolve, what other skills and mindsets will be essential for success? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so feel free to share your ideas with us on social media or in the comments section below.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of product management. We'll see you next time.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.